Hi everyone, as you can see, something a bit different today. We've got John here. He's an employee of OpticsWarehouse.
Hi there.
And he's also a field target shooter, and as you can see, he's extremely good. He is currently the BFTA Grand Prix champion, he's a BFTA European champion, and he's a world champion in the spring gun class. He is a very accomplished shooter, and we're just going to go over field target scopes and sort of what people are after, why you want that as a feature, and John's sort of going to run down his opinion on each of these. So as you can see, we've got 6 optics in front of us here. So these are sort of OpticsWarehouse's top picks for field target scopes. This doesn't mean there's not any other field target scopes on offer out there, but these are sort of the ones we feel tick all the boxes and get the job done. So we're going to start with the Hawke Sidewinder 8-32x56. So John, any light to shed on this?
Yeah, so as a literally entry level scope,
yeah,
it will do everything that it says on the tin. You've got 8-32 mag. The 32 obviously it's enough to get started with it, but you will find its limitations anywhere past 48 yards. Anything before that, it will range fine, but as soon as you move out past that, it starts to get a bit vague, a bit blurry, so it's really hard to tell the difference between them longer targets. Has got locking turrets, which is really helpful when we're putting it in and out the bag, especially if you're doing it on a wet day. Stops you changing your zero.
Perfect, cool. So that sums that up, sort of around £450 retail. So that leads nicely then onto the first 10-50 out of this batch. We've got the Falcon T50 10-50x60.
Yeah, once again, really nice entry level scope. I prefer the T52 rep. It's an MOA based rep. It's got a lot more windage marks in it that actually help you do basically aiming off to help with that.
Yeah.
It's got the 10-50 magnification range. As you say, the 50 is really helpful for just finding that detail between the 50 and 55 yards. With that, it's still Chinese glass, so it's never going to be one of the top end contenders. But as a club level scope, you cannot beat that scope.
Perfect. And one thing to note, you may need a set of adjustable mounts. You've either got the Hawke adjustable mounts, what just come in, or you have got the Sportsmatch ATP 66, what just fits straight onto a 9-11mm dovetail. They allow for elevation and windage issues. And also, quick note, Falcon are actually bringing out the X50, landing around Christmas time, so keep an eye out for that. That's a Japanese 10-50x60. So moving on from that, we've got the Nikko Stirling Diamond 10-50x60, Japanese made, complete fan favourite, and has been for years. So
yeah,
why?
It's won more world championships than any other field target scope around. Reason for this, it's easily accessible, Japanese glass for a good budget. I mean, £800-ish.
£800, yeah.
It's parallax wise, really sharp, really snappy parallax. So your 50, 53 and 55 yards are a lot easier to tell apart, and reliably as well. The temperature shift seems to be pretty good on them. Not many reports of a vast shift. It's just a very small shift, and it's just an easy to use, easy to get on with scope.
Cool. So yeah, there's 3 choices. Got the NATO, the mil dot, and the illuminated mil dot. And this one here happens to be the NATO, and the illuminated mil dot. Just the only difference is there's the rear stat on the eyepiece. So yeah, under £800, depending which choice, and that moves nicely then onto Sightron Field Target, which is sort of a packaged up Sightron SIII, which comes with everything you need. So as we move on to that, as you can see, it comes with a wheel, and John, I know, has the experience with this because previous season he has shot with the SIII Field Target. So
yep, that's the first scope I went back to after coming back into the sport.
Yeah.
As I say, as Shaun says, it's a full package. It's got the side wheel, it's got your rubber eyepiece in the box. Everything you need to get started and bolt it on is there, obviously by your mounts. The good thing about it, the size of the wheel, it gives you nice gaps between your 50, 53 and 55 yards, which, as I say, is really important with your trajectory. If you've misranged it by a few yards, you could quite easily miss if you don't get the wind exactly right. So anything that's going to help you with that, it's a firm winner.
Yeah, cool, perfect. So that comes in about £1,375, and we're going to skip over the Stryker. As you can see, John uses a Stryker here, so we're going to give that scope a little bit more to talk about, and we're going to go straight onto the Field Target Schmidt. Previously, the PM2 or the Schmidt Bender Field Target Scope was slated really heavily, down to the fact that it used to have horrendous temperature shift, and there was a lot of shooters who bought these, and basically they all went back. This is the Mark II version. Schmidt have actually come back and said they've improved it. And do you reckon they have? You seen any of these out there?
I've not seen anything to say that it hasn't been improved, and I've not heard anything to say it hasn't been improved. I mean, you can tell by the way the side wheel's fitted on there, with the way that the boss is designed, it's a completely new development on there. It looks nothing like the old PM2 in that section.
Yeah.
It's got a few really nice features. Obviously, you've got the wheel that comes off like that, so it's magnetically fitted.
Yeah.
It can't damage it when it's in transit then.
Cool.
And then once you put it on, you've got no backlash at all on that wheel.
Yeah.
Really nice feature as well is the on-built or inbuilt pointer and your spirit level. Good thing like that, you don't have to buy any extras that are going to add to it. It's a complete package.
Nice.
German shot glass, really, really clear optics. Probably, well, the glass, it's the best out of the range we've got here. Yeah. And if they've sorted that temperature issue out, then it's going to be a very, very hard scope to beat.
Top scope. So you're sort of looking about about £2,700 for the Field Target scope. You've got choices in reticule, you've got colour choice in Titan or black, and really the good thing with Schmidt Bender are the fact that they are totally configurable to that person. So yeah, that's the Field Target scope, and sort of the most expensive out of this 6 scopes. So I'm going to move back onto the Delta Stryker 5-50 by 56. And what have you got to say about this, John? It's obviously won you the trophies this season.
Yep.
This is your setup here. This is a Stryker with Air Arms TX200. And yeah, sort of why do you think this one's giving you the best results so
reliability wise so far? It's been on there since December.
Yeah.
And that was December 2017.
Yeah.
And it hasn't missed a beat at all. I mean, obviously I've got the constant worries of chasing my zero, being a Springer shooter. We're a bit mad, it's what we do.
Yeah.
No, I mean the Stryker, it's brilliant glass. I mean for the money, you cannot beat it. It's 34mm tube, so you've got plenty of internal adjustments. So you're never ever going to run out of that. I mean, this is the new model as well now. So this has got lock-in turrets, which obviously my older one doesn't have.
Yeah.
This is the newer version. Really nice on the lock-in turrets, and that still hasn't lost its zero stop. So once you take the cap off, you can adjust all that, set it up to how you want. We will be doing a video later on, just showing you how to set this and to basically get the best out of your scope.
Perfect.
The parallax on it.
Yeah.
It's not quite as snappy as the Nikko and the Sightron.
Okay.
But the actual quality of image you get is a lot clearer and a lot brighter.
Better glass.
Yeah. Although it's not as snappy, you can see more detail, so you can still get a very, very accurate reading on it.
Right.
And for my eyes, and the way that I like a really fine reticle,
Yeah.
and this suits it absolutely fine.
And even though it's a fine it's got the illumination
Yes,
as well.
the illuminated centre dot. So even if you find you struggle with fine reticles, once you turn that on, generally from 8 and below on this scope, it's next to useless for field target use on the illumination settings.
Yeah.
But from setting 8 to 11, you'll find one setting that suits you there.
Okay.
And it's not glaring, it's just about right for what you need.
And these all come, like, basically, just want to say these scopes all come down to 10 yards, so there's no fiddling with the fact that
you don't need any Leupold close focus, you haven't got to send it away to get it reparallaxed.
Yeah.
That they will, every scope here will do that job perfectly.
Perfect. So yeah, basically that's really a roundup of them all, and I feel we sort of covered every scope which we feel as a company give you the best options, hits the right price points, and sort of just will hopefully get you the best results. So that was a roundup of the Field Target scopes we have on offer here at Optics Warehouse. There is plenty more to choose from, but this is our top picks. And so I want to say thank you to John for turning up and giving his opinion on these and some helpful advice. And yeah, if you want any further information, you can always drop us a call. Remember, like the channel, subscribe, and make sure to keep the videos coming. Cheers, guys.